Welcome back to my channel. This is Sheila again, and today we are going to learn how to make this halter top basing on the shirts that we did. So this top is the matching top for the shirts, and this top is made while increasing. It's worked from the top part moving downwards, or either way you can start from down moving upwards, but I prefer to do it the other way around. So I'm going to show you how to work this stitch while increasing on the edges, because I think that would be the biggest challenge for most of you. It took me some time to figure out. Okay, so you'll need a measuring tape. You're going to measure somewhere, okay, around your neck, because this is going to be your neck, somewhere around here. You're going to make a chain that's running from half of one collarbone to half of the other collarbone, because I think we are all different. I wouldn't want to specify the measurement that I used, but that's what I based on to make mine. Half of this collarbone onto half of the other collarbone, where I want the straps to start from. That's where I best to make the beginning chain. So I made a chain of around 26. I think they were enough. Let me go ahead and do the same. Make a slip knot. You're going to use a 5mm crochet hook and the same yarn that you use for the shirts. So you're going to make a chain of 26. For my case, that's for a size small to medium, but you can base on what I've told you to make your first chain. Don't make it too wide, because it will tamper with somewhere around the armpits, and don't make it too thin, because it's going to come out very small as a halter top. It won't have enough coverage for your boobs. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 and 26. This is my very first chain. So that number should be an even number, that is 26, 28, whatever you choose to do. Just make an even number, then chain one more. Then you're going to do one single crochet in the second chain from hook, then double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So I always start with black so that the edge is always the darker color. Since crochet garments tend to get dirty around the edges first, so I always prefer the darker color on the edges. So keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet all the way to the end of the row. This is our row 1. Single crochet, double crochet. Single crochet, double crochet, single, double, single, double, single, double. So I've ended with a double crochet. I'll make one more single crochet in that very last stitch. One single crochet. So I started with a single and ended with a single. So for the top, we are going to have loose ends. We can't avoid them, and I don't want to be working while weaving in this string. So I'm going to chain one and cut my yarn. That's the end of this. Now you're going to grab your next color, which is white for my tutorial. Make a slip knot and attach it where we left off. So for this tutorial, every white row is going to be an increase row, and every black row is going to be a constant. So attach it to the single crochet where you left off, and then chain one. You're going to do 2 double crochets in that single crochet. This is for row 2. This is 1 and then 2. Then make a single crochet in the second stitch, then double crochet in the single crochet, single crochet in the double crochet. So keep alternating, double, single, 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 double, single. So keep doing that all the way to the end of the row. So double and then single, and when you come to the very last stitch, which is a single crochet, you're going to place two double crochets, since it's a white row and it's an increase row. So 2 double crochets. So this is what we have. So you're going to chain one and then cut your yarn and grab your black color. Okay, so with the black color, I told you the black row is not an increase row, so just attach it where you left off with the white. Attach it to that very first stitch, and then you're going to do a chain one, then single crochet in that stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and then double crochet in the single crochet, and then continue to alternate between double and single crochet. So when you come to the last 2 double crochets, you're going to do exactly what you did here. So you're going to go into the first double crochet with a single crochet, and then single crochet in the very last stitch, then chain 1 and cut your yarn. So every black row doesn't get any increases. That's what you have. But you can notice the work is already moving outwards. So grab your white yarn, make a slip knot, and then attach it to the very first single crochet where we left off with the black yarn. Make a slip stitch. So you can see 2 single crochets, then a double. That means you're going to increase, this is white, so you're going to increase the white 2 stitches in here. But the way we do that, you're going to chain 1 and then double crochet in that very first stitch. But remember, it has to have 2. So single crochet in the very stitch. So we've got 2 stitches in the very first stitch, then double crochet in the single crochet, then single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double, single, double, single, double, so keep alternating until the end of the row. Single, double, so we've come to the very last stitch, which is a single crochet. You're going to do exactly what you did at the beginning. Remember, you did 1 double crochet and 1 single crochet in the very first stitch. That means here you're going to do 1 single crochet and then end with a double crochet, since also at the beginning you started with a double crochet. You're going to end with a double crochet here, and then chain 1 and cut. You should note these 2 rows because we are going to keep alternating them. That means the next time we do white, we shall do this one. You can go back, you can rewind your video, and you see how you started this one and ended it. That will be for row, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the 6th row you will do this, but the 8th row you will do this. I hope you understand that. So let's go ahead and I show you how to do the black, then I show you what I'm trying to explain with the white, because these white rows are not the same. You're going to attach your yarn to the very edge, chain 1. So since it's not an increase row, you're going to chain 1 and then single crochet in that double crochet, then double crochet in the single crochet. So this one you're going to just do plain, and you can notice that also the black rows are not the same. They keep changing. I hope you can notice that. So that's the tricky part about this top. It's not an obvious, like black rows are like this, white rows are like this. There are two types of black rows, and then there are also two types of white rows. So I'm making the very last single crochet in the double crochet below, then chain one, cut your yarn. So you can see the work has started spreading out. This is what you should have right now. It has started moving outwards. So for the next white row, I'm going to show you. Sorry. So remember, for this row, for this previous white row, this one that we just did before the last one, remember we started with a double crochet and a single crochet in the very first stitch. So we're going to do another white row, but remember I told you white rows are for increases. So that means the first and the last rows get 2 stitches. The first and the last stitches get 2 stitches in them. So you're going to attach your white yarn. Now we've attached it to a single crochet because that's where we left off. You're going to chain one and then double crochet in that very stitch. Then you're going to single crochet you're going to double crochet 2 times. You're not going to single crochet again in that same stitch. 2 times, like the way we did this one. This was 2 double crochets in the first stitch and also 2 double crochets in the very last stitch. So that's what I was trying to explain. So 2 double crochets in this stitch, then a single crochet on top of the double crochet below, then keep going, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, single, all the way to the end of the row. And when you get to the very last stitch, I'm sure it will be a single crochet, you will place 2 double crochets like what you did at the beginning of the row. So let's keep going and I'll show you. So we're at the end and we have only 1 single crochet left. You're going to place 2 double crochets and then you chain 1 and cut your yarn. So I want to show you one thing that you should base on to increase. This is a single crochet here, but this is a double crochet. This second stitch will always determine what you do for the first row of the white, for the first stitch of the white row. Since we're increasing, you know, like this stitch will always get 2 stitches, But since the second stitch is a double crochet, it's obvious that we are going to have a single crochet on top of the double crochet. The stitch next to this should be a double. So that's why we did, this is a single crochet, that means it already calls for a double crochet. Then the fact that this will be a single crochet, it will call for another double crochet here, which doesn't apply to this one. For this is a single crochet on the black and a single crochet again. There are two single crochets here. That means the second stitch is a single, that means it will get a double. But since this is a single crochet, it calls for a double crochet, and then the second stitch will be a single crochet here because this is a double. I hope I'm explaining it well. I'm trying my best, but I hope I'm not confusing you even more. This second stitch determines which stitch comes here. It determines the second stitch of the white row. But this stitch, this first stitch of the previous row, determines the first stitch of the white row. But the second one is determined by the second stitch. So let's do 2 more rows and then I'll leave you to keep working the halter top. So this, I'm going to attach my yarn. So this is what I was saying. These are 2 double crochets at the end. So since we ended with a double crochet, I'll chain 1 and then single crochet, because this stitch has determined what I do for the first stitch. But then the fact that the second stitch, this stitch here is a single crochet, that means this place will have a double crochet on it, and we want a single crochet after that. So I'll do another single crochet here, then a double, then it becomes obvious again. You're going to do the usual up to the end of the row. So I've reached the end and I have 2 double crochets, so I'll just place 1 single crochet in each, because that's what I did in the beginning. That's what you should have. The other thing is, if the explanation was very hard for you, let me show you what to do. This row will always be the same as this one, and this row will always be the same as the next black row. Same applies to white. This row will always be the same as this row. So every after 1 row of white, you'll do the same thing. Then let me say the 3rd will always be the same as the 5th, as the 7th. I'm not saying the 3rd row, 1, 2, 3, no. The 3rd row of white will always be the same as the the 5th row of white. So the odd numbers are the same, you do the same thing, and the even numbers you do the same thing, but you base on colors. So this is the 1st row of white, this is the 2nd row of white, and this is the 3rd row of white. Then that means the 4th row of white will be the same as the 2nd row of white. Then same applies to black. The odd number rows are going to be the same, then the even rows are going to be the same. That means the 2nd row of black, which is this one, because this is the 1st one, the 2nd row of black is exactly the same as the 4th row of black. Then the 3rd row of black will be the same as the 5th row of black, as the 7th, as the 9th. All the odd rows are the same, and all the even rows are the same, but basing on color. Don't mix the colors to count the rows. Just based on color. 1st row of white, 3rd row of white, 5th row of white, 7th row of white will all be the same. So that's the easier way to put it. So if you're stranded, you can always rewind to row number 2 if you're like on row number 20, because they're both even rows. You see what you did on row number 2, then you'll get back on track. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more row of white, then I'll leave you to build up this halter top to the size that you need. So I'll chain 1, cut. So I want to show you what I was saying, how to base on the rows to determine what you do for the next row. So grab your white yarn and attach it where you left off with the black. But remember, every white row is an increase row. That means 2 stitches in the first and the last stitches. So this is the 4th row of white. This is 1, 2, 3, and now we're on the 4th row of white. But the 4th row should be the same as the 2nd row. Go back to the 2nd row and see exactly what you did for the 2nd. So you can see here we did a double crochet in that first stitch, then a single crochet, and then a double here. That's what we are going to do. I'll chain 1 and then make a double crochet since this is a single crochet. Then I'll do another stitch since this is an increase row. I'll do a single crochet here since this is a single. Then I'll go in the single with the double. I've done the same exact thing as I did for row 2. Then I'll go ahead and keep alternating between single and double crochet. So I'm coming to the end. So I've done my double crochet here. That means the last stitch is going to have 1 single crochet. Sorry, 1 single and then 1 double in the end. That's exactly what we did for row 2. It was a double, then a single. So you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. Fasten that. Now you can see the halter top has started shaping itself. Don't mind these, they're quite many, but I'm going to show you how to get rid of them. So you're going to keep working. Let me see how many rows I did for myself. This is small to medium. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. I did a total of 36, I think around 37 rows for mine. As I told you, this top really takes some time to work up, so I did a total of 39 stitches while increasing. So you can see it's just because of these strings that the top is shaped like this, but it's one triangle. It's in that shape. You can see that I increased until the end of the 37th row, so you can make it as long as you want or as short as you want. That's up to you. Now the other thing I want to show you is how to get rid of these strands at the edges, those ones. So you can see these points on my top. Okay, you can see these points on my top. Are you seeing those small knots? They are barely noticeable, but they're there. So all you have to do is be neat with your work, because I don't think someone can refuse to buy something just because of these small knots. I'm not very good with weaving in ends using a yarn needle, so in most cases I just tie knots. So you're going to get your top like this. You'll notice you'll have 2 strands at each point. It will be white and black, white and black. So you will get those 2 strands and tie, make 2 knots, 2 tight knots, but make sure not to tamper with the shape of the halter top. So after doing those 2 knots, you will cut like that. It will be there, but it will be something that won't be so noticeable. So get the next and make 2 knots like that. Then get your scissors and cut. Then get the next. So you're going to do that all the way down to your top, up to where you stopped, and get rid of all those strings at the edge. That's what you should have. I don't think it's so like bad, as some people always complain about making knots in crochet, that's not the way to do crochet. But I feel like if there's a shortcut to it, then we can take it. Everyone has their own way of working, so this is mine. I don't know about you. If you prefer the yarn needle, go ahead and hide those strands like that, but I find this very fine with me. So the other thing is you will work all the way around your top. So let me show you. I'm not going to be showing you because this top is not yet finished and I can't go all the way down again. You will be placing 2 half double crochets here in the white row and 1 half double crochet in the black row. So 2, 1, 2, 1, So the black row gets only one half double crochet, simply because you're seeing every black row starts and ends with a single crochet. So that's why we shall give it one half double crochet. But every white row starts with a double crochet, which is a bit longer. So every white row will get 2 half double crochets. So that's what you're going to do for this part. You do 1 half double crochet in each black and 2 in each white, and go all the way around. Go up. Now when you reach up here, you will place around 3 to 5 stitches in the corner so that you don't tamper with the shape of the halter top. 3 to 5 stitches, 3 to 5 half double crochets in the corners, here and here, but 1 in each of these. Then go back to 2 1 2 1 2 1. Then when you get down here, you will chain 1 and then turn. We shall go back and then we shall start working this stitch, this picot stitch. So you'll do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, then chain 4, then slip stitch at the base of the chain, and then do 3 stitches, then a picot stitch, then 3 stitches, then a picot stitch. So these ones will pop out at the edge all the way up, and when you get here at the top, you're not going to be doing that. You'll just slip stitch in every stitch across and then go back to the picot stitch on the other side. Then that will be it for the top. And then when you get to this part, you will make 2 long strands of around 250 to 300 chains and attach them to the corners of the top, the upper corners of the top. Then you bring them down here. Identify where you want this to be located, where you want to attach it. I attached it to the 10th stitch. That's why I first weaved it in the 10th stitch, then the edge, the bottom stitch. So you'll bring this one, crisscross it to this side, then back to this side, then this one, put it here in the 10th row, then back to the bottom. And yeah, that's it. I hope I explained it well. I couldn't do the whole tutorial all over again because I had given you the basics, and now you know how to work the stitch. So I hope you can manage to achieve the look, the same look as mine. But if you get any challenges, feel free to contact me on any of my social media pages. I can be of great help there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Keep safe, everyone, and make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to know when I post new tutorials, new videos, new tips and tricks about crochet. Yeah, that's my main aim, to enlighten you about the different techniques of crochet, because some people feel like it's hard, yet it's the easiest skill that you can learn and still make money out of it. But of course some people find it hard, but with practice everyone can get there. Everyone can achieve something close to nice and buyable by the people. So thanks for watching this video. Stay safe. Bye bye.